The prophecy of the Bible that will astound you. The Bible is considered a sacred book for billions of people. According to the Judeo-Christian tradition, the words written there are part of the message inspired by God, transmitted by his servants, the prophets, for the salvation of mankind. In addition to its great historical value, the importance of the Bible prophecy is truly impressive, given that it has predicted great events in history with a millimeter accuracy. However, paradoxically, throughout history, the ecclesiastical hierarchy and other elites of power have shown that it is not convenient for these truths to be known by the population in general. For this reason, they forbade for many years the reading of the sacred book and only had access to the prophecy a small number of privileged. The man who calls himself Pontiff of Christ on earth, did not obey the Master's words of bringing the prophecies of the Bible to the whole world, but used his great power as supreme ruler of known world to forbid reading of the Bible for centuries. Of course, people were also illiterate, so they couldn't read, until the events of the French Revolution and the Enlightenment took place that seized power from the papacy and returned the Bible to the people. The questions that arise from all this is that he tried to hide the papacy for so long. Why so afraid of the people knowing the words written in the Bible? The main prophecies of the Bible, as we have already indicated, the Bible is full of revealing prophecies, of which we will mention some of the most important. They lead us to conclude that the authors of these writings were more than simple shepherds and peasants, and probably were individuals of superior intelligence who were sent by some entity with a special message to earth, which the powerful have sought to intercept for centuries. The statue of Daniel, in the book of Daniel, chapter 2, it said that King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had a dream that troubled him too much. Therefore he summoned all the wise men and diviners of his kingdom, and no one could decipher the meaning of his dream to him. Yet there was a young man, a young Hebrew, who was a prisoner of war, who requested a hearing to the king, indicating that he had received the message with the meaning of the monarch's dream. In the dream, King Nebuchadnezzar saw a statue made of different materials. The head was pure gold, the chest and arms were wrought in silver, the belly and thigh part was bronze, the lower part of the iron legs, his feet, partly of iron and partly of clay. And in the middle of the dream, a stone falls on the feet of the image, and it destroys it. This image described the history of succession of the power in mankind and has been met with chilling precision. Remember that Daniel lived centuries before Christ, and that was about, 500 some odd BC, and in his interpretation described how the management of power would be transmitted until thousands of years after his death. The head of gold symbolized the great reign of Nebuchadnezzar at the head of the Babylonian Empire, which was brilliant and splendorous as fine gold even today. There are vestiges of what was that great empire in what is now Iraq and Iran. Nothing less than the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, was the work of this king, Nebuchadnezzar. The silver breast representing the empire of fear and the Persians, who rose and dominated the world after overthrowing the Babylonians. The bronze thighs meant the kingdom of Alexander the Great, at the head of the Greek legions that managed to conquer the known world before he turned 30 years old. And after Alexander, the Greeks rose the great Roman Empire that ruled as hard as iron. So they are represented by that metal in the statue. Nevertheless, the Roman dominion had two stages, the stage of the emperors and the papal stage. That is why in that part of the statue are mixed with iron and mud, the iron representing the force of the imperial armies, and the mud the decay of the empire and mastery based on deception through imposing their codes. And when the statue was knocked down by a large rock, and this part is precisely the one feared by the powerful because it means that all established power will be overthrown to establish the New World Order. From whom did Daniel receive such a precise message? Well, we know that the Archangel Gabriel was talking to him many a time, according to what is written in the Old Testament book of Daniel. Why do the mighty men of the earth insist on censoring the prophecies of the Holy Bible? It's truly disconcerting that most people in the world do not yet know these truths, although they are already available to us, but the Power Dome still has tools to prevent this message from reaching the masses, not with force of weapons, but with the power of deception, with which they have been able to divert the attention of the majorities for hundreds of years. And this is on Infinity Explorers by Ansh Srivastava. And I would recommend you all read the Bible. The third time you read it from cover to cover, it's as if you find yourselves in the scene with all the saints and the activities going on around you. That's one of the mysteries and the graces given by God. You feel as if you're actually in there. That's how intense it is. But also when you open the Holy Bible by random, God gives you the message that you're looking for. And I wish you all a great Advent towards Christmas, which is in 10 days. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.